Now at 9, the Moth Market brings together fans of the odd and unusual. Plus, it's the last day of Rodeo Miami and funds raised go to a good cause. And the second year of Carrilla Fest comes back to Pitt State, and it's shaping up to be a bigger year than last.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Halloween may be a few months away, but it's getting creepy and kooky at the Joplin Expo Center. This is KOAM News at 9. I'm Anthony Saviello. The Joplin Expo Center hosted the Moth Market, a vendor event for oddities and curiosities. KOAM's Mitch Adams brings us more.
Whether you're a fan of bones, taxidermy, or all things curiosity, the Moth Market is a place for fans of the odd to share their interests with the community.
I've been a vendor and my partner have been vendors for years, and a lot of our things don't sell well at regular craft shows because people think they're weird. So I thought we needed to get all of us weirdos together to look at all the bones and the bugs.
From witches to skulls, from masks to books, Moth Market gathers the crowd that may not be found at your average vendor sale.
So we just have people that you're not probably going to find at craft fairs, church craft events or whatever, because we just want people who have unique items.
The Moth Market is a way for people with unique hobbies to connect with another, or maybe send a shiver down the spine of someone new.
Keep an open mind, because there's some stuff that some people find gross, but they just should keep an open mind and be able to look and enjoy what's here.
Reporting in Joplin, Missouri, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
The theme for the Moth Market's event this morning was Slasher, honoring classic slasher horror films from the 1980s. Well, the temps outside aren't very scary. Let's go ahead and check it with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney.
No, they are not very scary, but it is starting to feel a bit more like fall. We're getting into the upper 80s today, closer to average, but as we continue into next week, we're going to be in the 70s, even low 70s for some days. Now, we did have a couple of isolated storms earlier this afternoon, but mostly we're going to stay dry tonight and through tomorrow as well. Now, you can see this bar graph behind me. Rain chances start to kick back up by 4 a.m. on Monday, and then they continue. Higher chances of rain, up to 60% chance of rain on Monday for the afternoon. And then, like I said, those temperatures are really falling down. We're getting into the mid 80s again on Sunday, upper 70s on Monday, though it's going to feel like upper 60s because of the all-day rain showers, and then back into the low 80s by Tuesday. So it feels like fall next week. I'm going to have all those details coming up.
Lindsay, thanks. Well, today marks the last day of Rodeo Miami. Each night of the rodeo, mutton bustin' was available for kids weighing 60 pounds or less. Events at the rodeo include all the favorites, including team roping, barrel racing, bronc riding, and of course, bull riding. Tonight is Pink Night to raise awareness and money for a community member battling breast cancer. Fans and competitors were encouraged to wear pink tonight.
Western heritage, that's what we try to keep instilled into everyday life, show people what we do on the ranches and farms, and see how everyday cowboy life is. Kids get involved, family gets involved. It's great family entertainment, affordable family entertainment.
Rodeo Miami has been named Rodeo of the Year by the American Cowboy Rodeo Association since 2010. Well, with school now in full swing for most of our area, organizations are still throwing back to school parties to celebrate. Skateland in Webb City is no exception. Their celebration has been going on for over 20 years. Plenty of fun was included in yesterday's event with games, prizes, and food.
Games like are just your basic games for skating rink. We do like the limbo and corners game and stuff like that too. But we also do those extra things like shut it all down and it's dance only, and they do tug of war. We've done a money game too, where there's money out on the floor and someone has to grab money in so long. Skateland
will hold their next big event just in time for Halloween. Well, for the second year, Carrilla Car Fest was held at Pitt State. The event helps raise money for student scholarships in health, human performance, and recreation. 50 cars were slated to show up, with the top 2 in 4 different categories receiving trophies. The event was held at the Student Recreation Center parking lot, with multiple organizations and food trucks coming out for support.
The fact that this was all student-led, so just like a round of applause for all of the students that helped put this on and all of the volunteers that have put time into doing this.
Last year, this event had 30 cars and raised almost $1,000 for student scholarships. Today was Kids Day at the Pittsburgh Farmers Market. Kids got the chance to decorate their own pencil bag for free to take home. Of course, the market also had live music and 15 vendors to shop from as well.
Well, I've always said, I don't think there's anything more community than coming out here with your kids on a Saturday morning and enjoying the company and shopping local and enjoying the activities that we brought for you here.
Over the next few weeks, the market will be doing a school supply drive with the Pitt State organization Hispanics of Today. Still ahead on KOAM News at 9, Northern Nevada hits a major medical milestone, the first living donor kidney transplant. For the first time ever, a kidney transplant has been performed right in North Nevada. Reporter Jaden Urban has more details.
It is absolutely incredible that we are standing here now saying that a kidney transplant is possible in Northern Nevada.
For years, the Nevada Donor Network has worked to get to where we are at now. With the help of Renown and a team dedicated to the craft, kidney transplants are in full swing. The hospital wanted to honor the doctors.
He's a very good human and a very skilled surgeon. So, Dr. Momenti, if you could please join me.
For me, the emotional and spiritual journey I witnessed was truly remarkable.
But also the patients. A Reno mother donated one of her kidneys to her daughter, Lainey.
It was a lot of mountains and valleys, a lot of emotions, a lot of tears, have sown the seeds that have bloomed into this beautiful day.
This has been a struggle the family's been dealing with for quite some time. Lainey's kidney issue started when she was just 4 years old.
They originally said that I wasn't going to regain function again, but I actually got airflown to Oakland Children's Hospital, and I was there for 2 months, and they gave me dialysis there, and I actually regained function.
Lainey was able to keep her kidney functional for 14 years, but her kidney reached to an end-stage disease. Renown was handling the treatment, but she was having to look elsewhere for the transplant.
So I already knew Renown is my home base, and then I tried to go to Mayo Clinic for the transplant in Arizona, and I was on their list for 5.5 years. But it just wasn't moving forward.
Since Renown updated its facilities, now Lainey, at 23 years old, was able to get a surgery here at home.
We're so grateful to have been chosen to be the first living donor transplant in Northern Nevada.
And Lainey says she can't thank her mother enough for everything.
She gave me life, and then she gave me a second opportunity at life. And I try to be as grateful as I can to her.
And now, while there's a long road to go in the recovery, Lainey says there's already one life-changing benefit.
I have not produced urine for over 3.5 years. So now I'm finally going like a racehorse.
Well, the Supreme Court has handed President Donald Trump a temporary win in his fight against federal diversity funding. Thursday, the justices ruled to let the administration block nearly $800 million in research grants that officials say involve race and gender issues. The decision divided the court with a narrow 5-4 ruling. Chief Justice John Roberts broke with his conservative colleagues, joining the 3 liberal justices and saying they would have denied the Trump administration entirely. Meanwhile, 4 of the court's conservative justices said they would have given Trump total authority to cut the funding. And red meat could be making gut problems worse. A study from Capital Medical University in China looked at how red meat affects inflammatory bowel diseases like Crohn's and ulcerative colitis. Researchers fed mice beef, pork, or mutton for 2 weeks, then induced colitis, a condition similar to IBD. All 3 meat diets made symptoms worse. The mice lost more weight, had shorter colons, and showed greater cell damage. Their gut microbiome was also disrupted. The findings were published in Molecular Nutrition Food Research. Lindsay is next with a full look at your forecast and later. Beef prices are up and years of drought may be to blame, and why ranchers say this cycle could last for years.
Temperatures just keep getting cooler and cooler as we get further into the weekend. Today we were in the mid to upper 80s. Some areas only in the low 80s. Let's go ahead and take a look outside right now, downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. We've got mostly clear skies tonight. Overall, it is a pretty good night. Oh, looks like our camera is not working at 7th and Range Line, but temperatures are dropping down through the 80s into the 70s, and we're going to get down into the low 60s, hitting just about 60 to 61 degrees. Now, we did have an isolated storm earlier today, but overall, just a clear, cool night. Get to start our Sunday off with a little crisp morning in the 60s. Quickly warming up through the 70s, getting to about 84 degrees, so just a bit cooler. Now you can see our bar graph, not seeing a high chance of any showers or storms on Sunday. There it's just flatlined. Now once we get into Sunday night and into Monday, that bar just creeps right back up into scattered shower chances, and even, I mean, look at that top of that, just gets even super close to the it's going to rain range. We're going to have some pretty heavy rain showers and thunderstorms starting Monday morning, continuing all afternoon. So let's go ahead and break it down. We're going to be seeing partly cloudy skies throughout the morning on Sunday. Overall, though, staying mostly dry for us. By 5 p.m., all of that pushes south, back to clear skies, until we get into early Monday morning. That overcast skies push real quick right back in. By 4:30, the showers start to push into Yates Center, so northwest, and then widespread rain out in our far western counties, making it all the way out to Nevada by about 9 to 9:30 a.m. Now, again, most of us seeing at some point during the day just heavy showers, but our central and southern counties, so that's going to be our line Chanute, Pittsburgh, all the way out to the Carl Junction area and south, seeing the most amount of rainfall throughout the entire day on Monday. So here we are, 1:30 in the afternoon, and then we're going to get this big round of heavy storms and heavy rain, central and southern counties. Now this is pushing even further south than Parsons and Joplin, and then it clears out by about 9 p.m. on Monday afternoon. Now we have isolated shower chances still Tuesday, Wednesday, but the heaviest rain Monday and Thursday. Now taking a look at the temperatures that we're going to see, again, mid 80s to low 80s on Sunday. Now Monday, we're going to be in the upper 70s and even upper 60s out there in Sedan. So this is early afternoon. We're getting those showers, so it's going to make us feel a bit cooler on Monday than the actual temperatures are going to be. Now that's a change of pace for sure. And then we're back into the low 80s by Monday and upper 70s. So that's, or excuse me, on Tuesday, upper 70s, low 80s, and we actually get to experience that outside because we're going to have partly cloudy skies for the day. Now rain showers pick back up on Wednesday, and then we're going to get back to the heavy storms, heavy rain and thunderstorms on Thursday into Friday, and then those scattered shower chances just continue into Sunday. So may not be the best Labor Day weekend,
I don't know,
but Labor Day is looking pretty good. Mid 80s, mostly
Sure.
sunny. I mean, can't complain about
Nope,
that.
not at all. I think most people celebrate the most on Labor Day anyway.
There you go,
So,
exactly.
Perfect. Thanks, Lindsay. Coming up, there's a new debate over what museums should teach about our nation's history. Historians say the truth is on the line. Throughout the summer, you might have noticed higher prices when picking up meat to throw on the grill. The cost of beef is at an all-time high, and analysts say it's not going down anytime soon. Fox News' Amelia Roy has more from Phoenix to explain what's driving the increase.
Part of this is inflation making it more expensive to run a ranch, but there's also a major supply issue. Years of drought have driven ranchers across the country to reduce their herds, this while the demand for beef keeps going up.
For nearly 40 years, Sarah Burris's family has bred the calves that eventually become the beef we see in the grocery store.
Cows that we have in here are cattle that we took off of our land because of the lack of grass. We started breeding these particular cattle to our red Wagyu bull so that we're improving our genetics and raising higher quality beef.
Their farm, Easy Ranch, is about an hour from Phoenix. They rely heavily on rainwater to take care of about 150 cattle and 14 square miles of land. But with the dry monsoon season, some tanks are empty.
A good monsoon year, this tank here would have water. It would also be up to the edge of the rim there, and we might have water all the way back here.
Water scarcity is an issue for ranchers across the country. Data from the USDA shows cow herds have been shrinking since 2019, and drought plays a large part in that.
We had 3 years of consecutive droughts that really damaged a lot of pasture conditions, especially in areas of the country where the highest concentrations of cattle exist. You know, those southern plains, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, all the way up, you know, to the Dakotas and the upper Midwest.
Burris hasn't had to sell off any cattle yet, but if Arizona doesn't get more rain, she says they might have to cut their herd in half.
It wears an emotional toll on you. Our family has been here for almost 40 years, so we've seen cycles. And this is a tough cycle. Emotionally, physically, it's a tough time for ranchers.
Analysts say that even with these high prices, the demand for beef is going up, especially for those higher quality cuts. This is something Burris says she and other ranchers are grateful for. Now, there are some ranchers that are starting to rebuild those herds, but we won't see the results of that for years. In Phoenix, Amalia Roy, Fox News.
Well, ESPN's new direct-to-consumer streaming service is now available as of Thursday. The sports broadcasting network made the name easy to remember. It's called ESPN. The service and network is owned by Disney. It hopes sports fans who don't get its over-the-air product take advantage of the streaming option. The streaming unlimited plan costs $29.99 a month. Viewers get access to nearly 50,000 live events yearly, studio shows, and more. There's also a lower tier option available. The company says more pay TV subscribers may already get the new flagship streaming platform as part of their package. ESPN says its upgraded app includes game statistics, betting, and fantasy sports information, and more. And the next time you are waiting for your Chipotle delivery, you may want to keep an eye on the sky. The fast casual restaurant chain on Thursday announced it has a partner with Zipline, a drone delivery provider. Customers will be able to place their order through the Zipline app, and a drone will then deliver it to your house. Right now, this delivery method is only available for a small number of customers in the Dallas, Texas area. Chipotle expects to offer the service to more cities in the coming weeks. Up next, Mariah Carey is set to receive MTV's Video Vanguard Award and perform her greatest hits at this year's VMAs. Mariah Carey is adding another major honor to her legendary career, this time from MTV. The 5-time Grammy winner will receive the 2025 MTV Video Music Awards Video Vanguard Award. Carey will also perform a medley of her greatest hits at the ceremony. Set for September 7th. Over her decades-long career, Carey has sold more than 220 million albums and scored 19 #1 singles on the Billboard Hot 100. That's more than any solo artist in history. Carey's latest studio album, titled Here for It All, drops September 26th. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. Coming up, Texas passes a new congressional map set to boost Republican seats, and Democrats are already planning a legal fight.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
President Donald Trump making headlines this week, promising to purge cultural institutions of exhibits and materials that conflict with his political directives, specifically alleging that museums were too focused on highlighting negative periods of American history like slavery. Lee Waldman has more from New York.
The Smithsonian is charged with simply telling the truth about American history.
Historians and researchers are concerned about President Donald Trump's push to purge museums of information the White House describes as woke. In a post on Truth Social, Trump wrote, "The Smithsonian is out of control, where everything discussed is how horrible our country is, how bad slavery was," continuing with nothing about success, nothing about brightness, nothing about the future.
Millions of Americans visit the Smithsonian every year, and we don't need the micromanagement and with macro incompetence from the White House.
This latest push comes after the White House ordered a sweeping review of the Smithsonian museums and exhibits, and months after an executive order was signed by Trump aimed at restoring truth and sanity to American history. The executive order states museums in our nation's capital should be places where individuals go to learn, not to be subjected to ideological indoctrination or divisive narratives.
You also see a story of resilience, of transformation, and of democracy, right? The promise of democracy and democracy realized. And I think that's the part that the president really just misses.
Both experts feel concerned about the potential to eliminate certain aspects of American history from museums.
The president is choosing to ignore in favor of this really reductive and harmful version of history that he wants to implement.
We don't need the president or anyone else literally assaulting our culture, assaulting our history.
Well, President Donald Trump is saying that he has tapped one of his closest aides for a high-profile diplomatic post. Trump has named Sergio Gore as the next U.S. ambassador to India. Gore currently leads the White House Office of Presidential Personnel, where Trump credits him with filling more than 95% of federal jobs in record time. The president said he trusts Gore to carry out his agenda in what he described as the world's most populous region. But Gore's appointment comes after months of tension inside the administration. He had clashed with senior officials and was blamed by some advisors for straining Trump's relationship with billionaire Elon Musk. Despite the controversies, Gore will remain in his White House role until the Senate takes up his nomination. If confirmed, Gore will also serve as a special envoy for South and Central Asian affairs. The White House is framing the appointment as a promotion. There's been a moderate drop in crime in the first week since the Trump administration took control of the D.C. police force. Government data shows property crime fell about 19% and violent crime about 17% compared to the week before. There have been 2 murders since the August 11th order, but none after August 13th. Meanwhile, immigration arrests have surged. Federal officials detained 300 immigrants since August 7th, more than 10 times the usual number. The White House says the media is trying to downplay the president's efforts in D.C. The Texas Senate have approved of a new bill to redraw the state's congressional maps, which would help the GOP maintain their slim majority in the U.S. House of Representatives. Texas state senators adopted the bill on a party line vote of 18-11. Fox News' Garrett Tinney has more from Texas.
There being 18 ayes, 11 nays, House Bill 4 is finally passed.
After a more than 9-hour debate, the Texas Senate gave final approval to a new Republican-leaning congressional map early Saturday.
Members are here today on a Friday night, on a weekend, after a long 2 or 3 sessions, giving their time to the process. It's disrespectful.
The redistricting bill requested by President Donald Trump will help the GOP flip 5 seats held by Democrats in next year's midterm elections. The bill now heads to Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who says he will, quote, swiftly sign the bill into law. Its passage comes after Texas House Democrats delayed the effort for 2 weeks by fleeing the state, sparking a wave of redistricting efforts across the country, including in California, where Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom signed legislation calling for a special election in November, when California voters will have their say on a new redrawn congressional map designed to give Democrats 5 more House seats in 2026.
This was not something 6 weeks ago that I ever imagined we would be doing. This was a reaction to an assault on our democracy in Texas.
Democrats and other outside groups are now preparing to challenge Texas's new map in court, arguing it violates the Voting Rights Act. In Austin, Texas, I'm Garrett Tenney, Fox News.
Coming up later, at 104, a World War II veteran is still showing up for duty, this time being honored for her trailblazing service.
Temperatures just keep getting cooler and cooler, and we get our fake fall or false fall next week, so we're getting closer. Now let's go ahead and take a look outside downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. Overall, a mostly clear night in store for us. We did have a couple of isolated storms earlier in the afternoon, but for the most part, we get to enjoy just another cool, crisp night tonight. Temperatures well below average. Normally we're seeing temperatures in the mid 60s to upper 60s. Now it's going to be 61 to 60 degrees tonight, a couple of isolated clouds, but really it's going to be dry. And as we head into Sunday, we get to start Sunday morning off again in the 60s, so that crisp, cool morning. And then we're only getting into the low to mid 80s, so it's going to be another cooler day for us. Now we don't have many chances of rain over the next 24 hours. You can see our bar graph is just near the bottom, flatlined pretty much, not seeing anything until we get into Monday morning. That continues to grow, and we have chances of rain getting to those scattered shower range and even almost touching the it's going to rain, because we're going to get some heavy chances of rain most of the day on Monday, especially early and mid-afternoon, and then you can see it falls off by about 9 p.m. Let's go ahead and take a look at our future track. All right, so walking through Sunday morning, you can see few clouds start to push in. Overall, we do get a lot of sunshine on Sunday, and those temperatures in the mid 80s to low 80s, so it's going to be a really nice day for us. Now, clouds all clear out by about 5 p.m. We have these northerly winds. They start to shift by the time we get into Monday morning, just prepping for that cold front to push through along with all those rainstorms. Now, overcast skies start early in the morning, and then we're going to see those rain chances creeping back in by mid-morning. So this is going to be about 9 to 9:30 in our western counties, all the way out to the Nevada area, but further into the morning, about 10 to 11 a.m. before it hits the Joplin Metro, and then further into our eastern counties. Now, widespread rainfall, as you can see, through our central and southern counties. Northern counties and northern cities, especially on the Missouri side, a little bit more hit and miss showers, not looking at a higher chance for thunderstorms, but the majority of the rain isolated to our central and southern counties. Now this is about 1:30, heavy rain south of I-44, and then another round moving in that's going to be pushing in along Kansas and Oklahoma border, and then moving south of Joplin and south of I-44, which is where we need the most amount of rainfall, the Monette down to Cassville area, getting in that moderate drought risk, so definitely a ton of rain there. And then it all again clears out by about 9 p.m. Now temperatures on Sunday, again, low to mid 80s. So overall, really nice day. Now Monday, we're going to be in the upper 70s, 78 in Joplin. You can see 77 in a few of our Missouri side counties, but upper 60s over there in our western counties. Now it is going to be raining, and that does play a part in those temperatures, and it's going to feel even cooler than those temperatures as well because of the rain. So may not get to enjoy those temperatures outside on Monday, but back to Tuesday, low 80s, and we have partly cloudy skies, so getting to get outside, enjoy the fall-like temperatures. More rain coming in later in the week, Thursday, and then through the rest of the weekend.
I mean, I'll take it.
Me too.
Anyone else?
I think everyone's on board.
Everyone in this room, which is just you and me, is on board.
There we go.
That's it. Thanks, Lindsay. Still ahead, a Kansas team kicks off the NCAA football season, and Missouri Southern hosts an inspiring game of softball. Ben McLeish has those stories and more up next in sports.
Team hosted its second annual Joplin Miracle League game. The Miracle League is a baseball and softball league for people of all ages with disabilities. Dozens of participants came out to the Pat Lapira softball complex for a friendly match. Family and friends cheered on from the stands as the Miracle Leaguers put on a show. From the stands to the field, even the dugout, smiles were everywhere you looked today.
seeing the joy and how much fun all the participants have out here just kind of brings you back and to remember that it's just a fun game to play with your friends. I feel like it's a game that can bring people together and just share the love that we all have, because that's one of the most things we have in common is like the love for softball, and just seeing it spread through everybody and seeing them express their joy and love for it out on the field.
In the major leagues, the Royals have a big divisional matchup against the Detroit Tigers. Kansas City has been one of the hottest teams as of late, but tonight the Royals drop their second straight to Detroit. Tomorrow, KC will look to avoid the sweep. After that, the Royals play 3 against the White Sox before coming back home for another series with the Tigers. KC will have to tighten up if it wants to stay in the wild card race. Across the pond in Dublin, Ireland, Kansas State and Iowa State have the honor of kicking off the NCAA football season in week 0. Farmageddon is brought overseas for the college football opener. With 3 minutes left in the first quarter, we're scoreless until Dominic Overby secures the first touchdown of the season. Cyclones lead 7-0. Second quarter now, very first play, Avery Johnson takes it himself into the end zone to tie this one up. We remain tied in the final minutes of the third, but Rocco Becht is going deep. He connects with Brett Eskildsen for the touchdown. Iowa State leads again, but not for long. Start of the fourth quarter, Johnson finds Jace Brown wide open. Tied up at 14. Cyclones score 10 unanswered. Less than 7 minutes to go. Johnson rolls to his left, fires it to Duran Bradley. And he goes all the way for the 65-yard touchdown. Cyclones lead by 3, but they're going for it on fourth down. Beck dumps it to Carson Hansen, but the Wildcats can't catch him. He's down to the 1-yard line, and Iowa State can just chew the final minutes of the clock. Cyclones win 24-21. On the PGA Tour, the league's top 30 golfers close out day 3 of the Tour Championship. Here's where we stand with only 18 holes to go. Patrick Cantlay and Tommy Fleetwood are tied at first, both finishing 16 under. But they can't feel too great about that because the last 2 weekends, the leaders after day 3 have both lost. 2 strokes behind is Russell Henley. Keegan Bradley 1 stroke behind him. And at 12 under, world number 1, Scotty Scheffler. Came back in the final round last weekend. Can he do it again? We'll find out in less than 24 hours.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a favorite going into tomorrow. But going back to Kansas football, KU just wrapping up their first game of the season.
Yes, wasn't a great opener for Kansas State. Didn't get the win tonight, but Kansas going against Fresno State gets the dub in week 1 in a pretty convincing way.
Yeah.
Fresno State obviously not Power 4, but they're a good team. They're not anything to snuff at, so it was a great win for Kansas.
Yeah, we're college football season is here.
Oh, I love college football. Yeah, and soon, high school football next week.
We're excited. All right, we'll be right back. Going to the dentist may not be the most exciting thing in the world, and for some it can cause some stress and anxiety. But a dental office in Tennessee introduces a new doctor to help ease some of that tension. The difference is he's replacing that shiny white lab coat with some shiny white fur. Austin Pollack has more.
Okay, here we go. Hey, you've got this. You're good. You're good.
How are you cleaning that area?
I brush at night. That translates to, I brush twice a day and I floss at night.
Yeah, your gums are a little inflamed around there.
Yeah, I know.
First dose, 2 tablets.
But how about a dose of something good? Brentwood Dental Excellence has a new doctor.
He brings a calmness to your appointment.
Hey, Chai.
Sir, are you licensed?
Part of this training was to take him to dental offices as a puppy.
How about that?
It's so good to see you again, boy.
Chai is their therapy dog. The Golden Doodle is a certified good boy. He's patient while seeing patients.
He will lay throughout the procedure just like that.
He goes room to room, patient to patient, Sorry, just gonna sneak around you. Thank you.
They're so smart because they can sense the anxiety with certain patients.
Dr. Asma Malik intended for Chai to be a part of the practice, and Chai fits like a tooth in its socket.
Once they realize they're in a safe place, and then having Mr. Chai on top of that.
Are you still nervous? I think this is the real treatment.
Come over here, buddy. Come here.
And he doesn't even seem to know. Oh, good boy.
Give us a kiss.
Oh my goodness, he did. He adheres to all of the job responsibilities, but he expects fair compensation.
Sit, shake, good boy. Other paw. All right.
Dental anxiety might be the reason we put off appointments or skip them, right? But having someone like Chai,
He's a gentleman.
a dapper dude, look at that tie, can help ease the pain.
Thanks, Chai.
I'm Austin Pollock, News Channel 5.
Well, Ether Ketterham celebrates her 116th birthday today with her family in England. Guinness World Records confirmed her title of oldest living person in May of this year. Ethel and her family released a statement. Ethel and her family are so grateful for all of the kind messages as she celebrates her 116th birthday this year. Thank you again for your kind wishes on this special day. So 116
Wonderful.
years old. So
Wonderful.
inspiration. We'll maybe get there.
I don't think so.
I don't think, probably not.
I can tell you another inspiration is this forecast. We're going to be in the upper 70s, low 80s all week long. Now, we definitely have rainy days ahead of us, but that's going to be a good thing for us. We're starting to see those drought conditions creeping back up. So overall, fall-like week.
Yeah, very inspiring. Very inspiring. And a final sports note for us.
Missouri and Oklahoma high school football this Friday open up their seasons.
Let's get it on. That's going to be fun. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.